So nice to be here. So the weather is definitely looking good today, and I'm excited for spring. I've started my spring cleanse, and so if any of you are thinking of just cleaning out the system and doing your spring cleaning, this is the place to start. So feel free to message us or just send us a shout out, and we can help you on that path. So, to begin our yoga practice today, we're just going to start standing nice and tall, grounding ourselves, pressing into the floor with your feet, and reaching up through the spine, lengthening the body. Feel any sensations in your body right now. Just observe them and notice them. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. Let the rib cage expand and open with your inhale. As you exhale, soften, release the shoulders. Take a couple of more deep breaths. And then we're going to start to take our arms out and up, reaching all the way up. Exhale, push out and down, sweeping all the way to the ground. Inhale, come back up, all the way. Exhale, sweep all the way down. Inhale up, exhale all the way down. Inhale up, exhale all the way down. Inhale up. Go ahead and reach up and hold that for a moment, pressing into the ground with your feet, reaching up with your fingertips. I'm going to step back a little so that all of me is in the screen, but I'm still not there. Go ahead and exhale to one side. Inhale, come back up nice and tall. Exhale, opposite side. Come back up to center. Reach up through the center. We're going to do a stretch on each side once again. Exhaling as you move into your stretch. Inhale, stretch back up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, stretch back up. Exhale, release all the way down, soft neck. Softly reach back up to standing. Give yourself a nice breath here. Remember that even though I'll say inhale here and exhale there, you just want to make sure that you continue to breathe softly. That is the key to a yoga practice, a soft breath. If you find yourself holding your breath at any time, your body's trying to tell you to pause or ease off, and we need to listen to our body. So go ahead and step out into a wide-legged stance. We're going to take our arms out, shoulder height, palms up. We're going to bend the body back on the inhale. Exhale, come forward, palms down. Inhale up, back. Exhale, forward, palms down. And we're just moving through this, softening the spine. Inhale up and back. Exhale, forward. 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 Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward. We're going to hold this. So your torso is trying to be parallel to the ground. Arms are stretched out actively to the sides. Keep your breath soft. Hold for about 5 breaths, inhaling deeply, exhaling softly. And then exhale, let yourself go all the way down, and we're just going to go ahead and start to walk our fingers to one of our feet. So just holding that gentle stretch there. And if you're not at your feet, that's fine. You can meet your knees or thighs, wherever it's comfortable for you, remember. And then walk your hands to the opposite foot. And then come back to center, stretching through your legs, reaching and just tugging a little bit. It's a gentle stretch. We're not trying to achieve anything. We are trying to just open the backs of the legs, open the spine a little bit. And then come back to center. Maybe walk your feet together if that feels good. Come up gently. So whatever that looks like for you, bring your feet together and give yourself a nice breath. We're going to move into a balance pose at this point. So a nice, gentle spring pose, tree or vrikshasana. So you can just rest your foot right against your other foot, on it, across it, on the leg. You want to make sure you're not on the knee. You can be below the knee or above the knee, but not on the knee. So wherever you're comfortable, I'm just going to use my hand here a little bit to pull it up, and I'm pressing my foot into my thigh and my thigh into my foot, and I'm just going to hold that pose, pressing into each other, really grounding yourself in the standing leg. Find a spot on the ground and just hold that balance. I always like to thank my body for holding on to this pose because balance, as you can see, is something that if we don't use it, we lose it. In fact, pretty much everything in our body is use or lose. So yoga lets you just use all these playful aspects of your body, everything that it can do. And if you approach yoga like a child, like, I wonder what's going to happen now. Your practice just feels so much more enlightening. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side again. Press your foot into your leg into your foot. Find that spot on the ground in front of you and just focus. And again, I do like to thank my body for holding itself up. So, we really need to appreciate the little things that our body does for us, because when those things disappear, it's pretty alarming. So enjoy this balance pose. Be with it. And then go ahead and release. And we're just going to step that out a little bit. I like to shake out the legs a little bit. So we're just going to do a little bit of kicking right now. And this, it's kind of kicking across the body. So it helps to kind of realign the hips and knee joint and ankle joint and all of that. You're kind of shaking it out and setting it back into place into the natural position that your body likes. So we're just gonna, either hands on the hips or out, your choice. We're just gonna kick across the opposite side of the body. And just nice hard kick. And you'll feel some stretching in the hips, in the back of the legs, in the knees, the ankle, just kick out. And it really helps to just straighten things out in there. It's a wonderful stretch. Doesn't look like the traditional stretch, trust me, it's very helpful. Especially if you've been inside all winter and you're getting ready to get back out and do your walking or running or whatever, this just helps bring things back into alignment a little bit. And then just once again, shake that out, give yourself a nice breath. We're gonna come into a nice, strong forward bend. So by strong, I don't mean cause tension in your legs. I do mean we're gonna stretch the back of the legs and the spine. So you're gonna reach up nice and tall and exhale, come forward with as long a spine as possible for as long as possible. So at some point your body will start to round out. Let it round out. Reach forward and we're gonna hold this pose. So you can grab your toes, you can grab the backs of your legs, you can grab your elbows, whatever feels good to you right now. You just want to stretch forward and hold this pose. We are breathing softly, nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, imagine that you are going deeper into the pose. Allow a soft micro bend in the knees so that you are not causing too much stress in the joint. If you like to step on your palm, that's also fine. Just allow the stretching to happen. Hold this pose. Keep breathing, keep stretching. Nice deep inhale and start to move up softly. I like to walk my hands up my legs. That just gives me a little bit of a support as I come up. I've been down there for a long time. Give yourself a nice breath here. We're going to step out just slightly. We're going to grab our hands behind our back. Our fingers are clasped. You want to make sure that the palms stay together. So you don't want this to happen. You want the whole hand to stay closed, palms closed. Go ahead and pull the shoulder blades together, roll open the shoulders. Exhale, come forward, lift the hands off of the back. Inhale, come back. Shake it out, give yourself a nice breath. So we're going to come into down dog at this point. So I'm just going to move this sideways a little bit so that maybe you get a better view, not sure. But reaching up, exhale, come down. We're going to step, hop, jump, whatever feels good. Back and walk the dog. And then come into a still down dog. And just push your hips towards the ceiling. Take your nose closer to your belly button or your knees. Just stretch. Enjoy this stretch. Come up to your tippy toes and release down to all fours. Give yourself a nice moment to settle in so that your arms are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. We're going to go ahead and cat-cow. So pushing the spine up, curling the tailbone under. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone. Exhale, spine pushes to the ceiling. Curl your tailbone under. Inhale, lift the chin and tailbone. And just doing that at your own pace. And then coming back to all fours. And we're going to go ahead and come into a couple of, kind of a arm strengthening exercise. I'm not really sure what this is called, but maybe these are, it's an adaptation on the push-up. So we're going to keep our hands under our shoulders. Our elbows are pulled in so that they're towards our rib cage. And we're going to lower our chin to the mat. You're not going to splay the elbows out in this one. We're just going to lower the chin to the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. So my tush stays right where it is. I'm not moving that at all. That in space remains where it is. Exhale down. Inhale up, theoretically. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Elbows stay in. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale down. Inhale up. Go ahead and push back into child. Wide knees. Tug on the mat. And go ahead and come back into seated. So give yourself a nice breath here. Come into seated. And go ahead and just get nice and tall. Once again, we'll grab the knees and move the spine back and forth a little bit. So the spine is kind of, has all these nerve endings attached to it. And when you keep the spine soft and flexible, when you keep the fluid circulating in there, your spine stays younger and you feel younger and more energetic. You want to make sure that there's always a fresh blood supply to this spinal cord, and moving the spine is the only way to do that. So go ahead and up and stretch. So side bends, twists, forward bends, back bends. All of these things help to bring a fresh blood supply to the spinal cord. Inhale up. So if all you're doing all day is standing and sitting, you haven't actually moved the spinal cord. Inhale, go ahead and come up. So it's critical that we actually move the spinal cord to keep that circulation happening. Remember, when I'm doing these twists, I'm never pulling on my knee. My hand is simply placed there. So whatever twist I have is just how much my body lets me twist at that point. And come back. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and I'm just going to come into a simple forward bend. My feet are not close to the body right now. They're just, maybe a foot and a half away. So I'm just reaching forward and maybe resting my face in my feet. Just breathe here. Let any feelings or sensations that are coming up, let them be. Just notice them. You don't need to push any thoughts away. You don't need to pull any thoughts towards you. Just notice what's happening and be here. And go ahead and bring yourself back up. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to extend one leg out at this point, and this second leg you can either pull in close to the body, or if you are so inclined, turn it around so that the foot is behind you. So we're going to go ahead and just stretch towards this extended leg, reaching up and exhaling forward. Reaching up, exhaling forward. Reach up, exhale forward. Reach up, exhale forward. Reach up. We're going to hold this extension and just let the back of the leg open up and stretch. Doesn't matter how far forward you're coming, of course. If this is your forward bend, this is your forward bend, that is fine. You want to be where your body is breathing softly. You can also grab a towel or a tie or anything and loop that around your foot and hold. So the key is breathing softly, of course. Toes are pointed upwards. You don't want your foot sideways. Try to be balanced on both your hips. Your body will pull to one side. Just gently nudge it back in the center. And then slide up. We're going to switch legs. So if your foot was turned back in the first side, you want to do the same thing on the second side. You want to keep that balance. So reaching up, stretching, exhale forward, inhale up, exhale forward, inhale up, exhale forward, inhale up, exhale forward. We're going to hold and both sides will feel very different, doesn't matter. Hold, be comfortable, and breathe gently. And come up softly. Send both legs out, wriggle it out. Give yourself a nice breath here. So we're just going to take our toes, and this I recommend every day to everyone. We're going to make circles with our ankles and reverse those circles and push the toes out and the heels out, toes out and heels out, and squish the toes and wiggle the toes. Really important. Our feet take care of us all day, and you want to take care of your feet. And so this is where our base is. That's what we stand on all day. Make sure you take care of this stuff. So this is where our circulation starts. If you are moving things here, that effect moves all the way up the legs, into the hips, up the spine, everywhere. So really be nice to your feet. Squish and wriggle, and you'll just see there's all sorts of tension in there. So actually, talking about tension, just grab the foot and we're going to press in right under the big toe and then right under the second toe. Just press into that point. Third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. And then just draw that energy to the center of the foot. Just kind of push in with your thumb to the middle of the foot where the arch is. And then other side. Draw your foot in, push in right under the big toe. Right under the second toe. Just really hard. As hard as your foot will endure. Fourth toe. And the fifth toe. And then take that energy, draw it to the center. And then just massage the arch of the foot with your thumb. Pull that out. Nice. And I guess we're doing a forward bend. Go ahead and come back. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to go ahead and come into a reclining position. So coming into supine, you're just going to grab under your knees and roll on your spine if that feels good to you. If it does not feel good to you, grab from the front and move the spine back and forth. The idea is just to give your spine a little bit of a massage before we come into supine. So just moving back and forth a couple of times, and then coming back and out nice and long. Open up your arms to the sides. Bring one foot up, one knee up, and then pull the knee across. You're gazing at the arm opposite to where the knee is. So and then go ahead and do the other side. Bring one or both knees up, your choice. Pull the knee across the body Head faces the opposite direction of the knee. And come back up. We're going to move our hands under our hips. Just do a really simple cycling. So just sending your feet into the air and cycling. And this actually gives a really nice massage to the internal organs. So I know we're always thinking we're going to give our, biceps and our quads a workout and our, six pack, whatever. But honestly, our organs need the same kind of love. So this gives them a little bit of a massage, which is their workout. So I reversed my cycle, which at first can be a little bit confusing. And then go ahead and pull the knees into the chest, hug that out a little bit. Roll it out, hug it out. We're going to plant our feet onto the mat close to the body, hip width apart. So I like to just take my hands, send them out right to the side of my hips and my feet. The outside of my feet should line up with my fingertips. So I'm going to go ahead and plant my hands down on the mat, lift my hips up. If I'm feeling comfortable, I can clasp my hands under my back, wriggle my shoulders under, and send my hips up a little bit higher. So be comfortable. We're just sending the hips to the ceiling as far as they want to go in this moment. You're pressing your feet into the mat. Breath is soft. Go ahead and release that down gently. Give yourself a nice breath right here. Go ahead and extend the feet out. Hands are about 6 inches away from the body, palms up. Wriggle your shoulders if you need to, and we're just going to rest in Shavasana. Give yourself this time to rest, rejuvenate. This is where the transformation happens. If you don't do your Shavasana, it is said that it's like preparing your breakfast and then walking away before you ever eat it. So you don't derive the benefit until you do this Shavasana. This is where the transformation happens. Allow yourself to rest, breathe. When you're ready, bring yourself back up into seated and give yourself a couple of minutes to just do some breathing exercises. Just focus on your breath. You can do Anulom Vilom, and we have other videos out there that help with breathing exercises. There's Kapalabhati, there's Anulom Vilom, there's Pastrika, All of these are excellent breathing techniques that help keep your lungs strong, your immunity strong, and your mind grounded and calm. Thank you for joining me for this yoga session.